Okay, so able to see my screen? Um, are you able to see my screen? Yeah, okay. Okay. This is only one dimensional. Okay, yesterday I was wrong saying that two dimensional, but one dimensional. Why one dimensional? Because we can only align the items in a single plane. Either you can change the axis, right? So you cannot adjust both. Like you cannot take like this. You can not align the items in different planes. Okay, different axes. So I'll show um, some websites that are very useful for you to understand. Let me see whether you can have. Okay, this is an interactive guide to Flexbox in CSS. So this website is very good actually. So here he mentioned, right, 4 layouts for the price of one, right? So when you change the width of the container, when you change, so this is a width of the container, this container width. So when I, okay, I'm audible. Yeah. So when I change it, right, so the elements inside the container will adjust automatically. Like if I go down like 470, you see that submit button is pushed downwards. Okay, so this is until here. It's like it's aligned in a row. But when I, so they are using flex wrap here. Okay, so this flex wrap will wrap the elements. So when I go down, so this element is pushed down and it takes entire width. All the free space it will fill. And if I go more down, even this email is also pushed downwards. Okay, like here. And if I go more down, you get 4 different layouts. Okay, so this is one layout. You have everything aligned top to bottom, name, email, and submit button. But if I go here, that name, email, and submit, this is a second layout, you can see. And the third layout is this one. You have only submit button full. And the fourth layout is this one. Okay, so every layout, like every view that you see, is responsive. So here he is using only this much of code. Like just you have the form and the display property flex, right? And align items, flex wrap, and there is a gap between the each item, like 16 pixels gap here between each. So you need to understand this flex grow also, like for um, for the child property we will use flex grow and flex basis. So these are children's name, email, and button are children's. So you have some flex properties for the children's as well. So here it is introduction to flexbox. So block elements means you will have, so this element will not allow other elements to sit beside each other. So it will push the other element, like here 2 is the other div element, so that is pushed it below. So but when you write flex, right, so by default the uh, direction of flex direction, the main axis will be horizontal and row. So when you go with flex, right, so you will have like this is the difference between block level elements and the flex elements. So the primary axis will be, see, like this now in column. So if the column, if the flex direction is column, the primary axis or the main axis, you can call it as main axis as well, the direction will be like this. So all the elements will be aligned in that direction from top to bottom. But when I select row, right, the primary axis will be horizontal. So all the elements will be aligned in that direction. Okay, you understood the flex direction property. Flex direction uh, will act on the primary axis. So it will change the primary axis based on the direction that you provide. Okay. So primary axis. So if flex direction is row, main axis will be like this yellow, and the cross axis will be like opposite, like perpendicular to the main axis. And the flex direction is column, you have like this. Okay, this is different again. You have flex direction row, the main axis like this, and the justify content. So flex start, here it will start, and flex center, all the items move to the center. Flex end, all the items move to the end. Space between, you will have a space between each element, the equally shared portion space. And space around, you will have the space outside also, but the outside space is half of the inside space. Let's assume like inside you have, so if I can show the primary axis, like, so you have some space here to here, right? So let us assume this as 100 pixel. The outside space will be 50 here and 50 this side. So this combines 100 pixels. Space evenly, so you have 100 pixels outside, 100 pixels inside. So all spaces between the each element will be equal. Space between, you will not have any outer space, but inside you will have a space. So flex direction, justify content is there. So you have this align items, right? So align items will also act on the cross axis. Let me check if that is correct or not. So align, so justify content is there. Okay. And align items will act on cross axis, not on main axis. So if you see here, flex align items, right? So align items are laid on the cross axis, not on along the cross axis. The justify content is on the main axis. It will act on the main axis. So for justify content, flex start. So here it will start, but you're not stretching the like flex start. Align items also flex start. So the cross axis is like this, right? So it will start here, and flex center. So it will come here. Flex end. So you assume here you have the cross axis, and stretch. So all the elements will be stretched across the cross axis. I'm not sure about this baseline, but not needed as of now. Okay, let us remove the baseline. Okay, so baseline, what it doing? So it puts all the elements in a single line. Okay, here. So let me show this for you actually. How does this work is, so baseline means, let's say you have some like some elements here. Let me use these elements. You have a few elements like this, and you have some words in it. Okay, um well, come to. So like this, you have some elements. Okay, this element size is different. This is different, right? So baseline, how the baseline is calculated. So it will take a line. Okay, like you will draw a line below this words welcome. So when you write that align items as a baseline, so this content will fit here like this. You understood? By default, it will be like this. But when you write align items baseline, so all the items baseline will be aligned across the cross axis. So here also the same thing is being happened. So currently, if I remove the baseline like flex start, so you see the items moved top. So there is no line here, just below the words. But when I add the baseline, so the words are aligned. So the in these two items are moved downwards so that it will adjust that baseline. I think everyone understood this. So justify content, you have this 6 property values: flex start, center, end, and space between, space around evenly. But align items don't have that space between, space around or evenly. They just flex start, end, and center, and stretch and baseline. A stretch means that the items will um, stretch across the cross axis like this. So align self is there, right? So if you want some item to align self, so here this hello is there. So you just align flex start. Only that item will be aligned. So this is a child property, align self. So you can center that element, you can flex end, only that element. Okay, like align self alignment. So you can flex start, you can stretch baseline. Okay, growing, shrinking, this is flex basis. So flex grow, for example, you want some item to grow, like, okay, so you have all the items aligned. So if you give flex grow 0 means all items take some space. But if you have one item, flex grow property, if you increase, so that extra space there, right? So that will be filled by this item. Like this. So you increment the flex grow, then that property will grow. Okay, it will use that extra space. Flex shrink. So you need not to like understand everything, but while you practice, you will understand all these properties like flex grow, flex shrink properties. So you have this flex shrink 7, this one is 1, and it will maintain that proportion. So you will reduce that. Okay, shrink. So just try to play with this application. So you'll understand more. And also there is one more thing called this flex froggy. This is also one website. So I want to move this frog onto this sleeve. Okay. Mm, so how you will do? Like you can use anything. So now if I use justify content will apply on the main axis, right? So justify content flex end means this frog will go here, right? So justify content. So here he told me to use justify content, and you have to use all this. So when I use justify content flex end, so that frog will go on to the leaf. So you have like 24 levels here. You can start playing with this as well. Like now I want to move these two frogs. The two frogs are in same color. I have to align them. So what you will do? Justify content center, right? Like this. So then you complete that level. So this justify content space between or space around, okay? Justify content space between. Let's try space between, space evenly. Okay, space between doesn't work. Space evenly. You see, that is working. No, it doesn't work. Space around. Yeah. So like this, you complete some of the levels. You just test. You have like lot of levels. You can go until like you can. So you have to align self this to here. Okay. So you have to make all this. So this is hard level like 15. You have to go level by level and you complete all this. Okay. Call it as flexboxfroggy.com. So in this way you can learn the flexbox even if you don't code, just by some websites provide that. Okay, everyone will try that. Just tell me, everyone, will you try doing that? Will you try like experimenting that? So flexbox is all about aligning the elements. So if you learn flexbox, then only you can able to design a responsive websites. Okay, so that's all. We'll discuss again this flexbox concept. Actually, I plan to do this, but most of you are not there. Like I see only less people today. Mm. So what should I teach? Should I teach React or CSS or any other? What you want? Like, do you have anything in JavaScript? I can tell you. So anything you wanted to discuss?
Ram, about DOM.
Okay. Document object model, right?
Yes, yes. The day
Mm.
you said, and I will explain.
Okay. So you just type like this document object model. So DOM means document object model. So it's like a tree. Okay, like so you will have something called DOM tree. Like whatever the HTML that you write, end of the day the browser will parse that HTML and will create a tree like this. And each tree, each like this tree. So this left side, whatever you see, right? So this HTML, so basically it contains a document. Okay. First root is the document. And you have this HTML as a child of this document. Head and body are childrens of this. So here you see head and body are childrens of HTML. And this body is having a div with HP and UL, LI, right? So everything will be a tree. Like how you will say that this is a tree? This is tree only, but it is in reverse. Okay, you have to rotate your laptops and see the tree structure. So currently it's top side down. Okay, like this is the root and these are the branches. Like actually the tree is reversed here. You have to reverse your laptops and see that this is a tree. So this document is the root, and here you have the tree structure from top to bottom, and like you have the branches. So you can access this document object. So this everything is object here. Whatever you see in the tree, each node, you call it as a node. Okay, everything is an object. So you can access that object by this document object. Everything you can access by document object. So by default in JavaScript, you will get the document object. So you use some properties of DOM. Okay. So get element by ID, get element by class name, query selectors. So all this like so this example you see here, this is a tree created here. So each table will have a row. Each row you have some table data, and inside that you have the content like this, right? So every structure is a tree now. So you can see like let me show. So last example. Hmm, just remove this. Here, just a minute. You can see this, right? So this div is having h1, right? And let's say you have a paragraph also like this. Now if I console log, like let's say document or else document dot get element by id. So let us give an id to this paragraph. Like I'm adding this as a okay, paragraph. So document dot get element by id paragraph null. Okay, let's write again. Document dot I'll try to access this element. Okay, so this element is already showing here, right? Document object model, this paragraph. So this id is para. So I'll try to access that document dot get element by id, give para. See, now I got this paragraph, right? So this document is object, whatever you type dot, and this is a property of that document. So document dot get element by id. Let's say I can access this. Okay, like now I have the access with this paragraph, right? So when I console log this, I'm getting this paragraph. So I can change this word document object model. So document dot get element by ID para dot mm, you can change the functions of this. You can change the properties of this document object. Like you can write like uh, uh, inner HTML. Let me see. Will this change? Hello? Nothing. But let's see that document. Okay, this is the document. It's just logging it, right? So, but how can I change this? Like change this name, right? Just type document change inner HTML. Just select the element and you can. Okay, so here he is selecting the element. After selecting the element, you can modify its content by using inner HTML. So I used this HTML as here it is a capital case. So here that's why I got error. I used first letter capital and other things are small. So let us try to change that. Document dot get element by ID. So I've already given the ID for that element para dot inner HTML capital. Okay. So I can change this. Still I'm getting error. Okay. Let x is equals to document dot get element by ID para and x dot inner HTML. No, still I'm not able to see here also. This should work actually. So let us do this. But DOM manipulations you will not do in React. Okay. Okay. Inner HTML is actually assigning the content. It's not a function. You assign a content to that, right? So let's assign that. It's the same thing. You take it document dot get element by ID dot inner HTML. Instead of calling it as a function, just assign some new data to it like this. So now you see this change. Okay. So you're trying to change the DOM by using this document object. So previously we have this jQuery. Okay, jQuery. I don't know whether you heard it or not. So before React, Angular and everything, this ruled actually. This is a library for doing all the DOM manipulations you will do here by using this library. But this is imperative approach. So in React, we have a declarative approach. Okay. Like there is the difference between imperative and declarative. Got it? So I'll tell you I think they change the website. So In React, you will not do that DOM manipulations directly. Okay. Why I will tell you. In React, we will not directly do. Sometimes we use, but this is not suggested. You need not to use that DOM manipulations here. So you can also select that element like document.query selector you can use. You can use document.get element by class name. Get element by class name. If you have a class name for that element, you can select that element and you can change. There will be a lot of properties. You can add colors, add styles. You can do direct DOM manipulations. Okay. So now there is a difference between imperative and declarative approach. So why this jQuery is not using a lot of people now? Because I will tell you, like this is imperative approach they followed. So currently all the Angular and React, everything is declarative approach they are using. Okay. So maybe in some interviews also you might get that a question like what is the difference between imperative and declarative. Okay. So these are the two different approaches that a lot of frameworks use. So imperative is the old way. Like so let me give you one example. Okay. So let's say you went to a store and you ordered something, right? So let's say um, you went to a store like a pizza store or something, right? So pizza store or something, or a biryani, something, whatever you use. So like you order here, right? So there will be a person called chef in that, or a server or a chef, anyone. So you will have a chef and that prepares the pizza, and you will have a server that serves the pizza to you, right? So this is a regular example I'm telling you. So the person who okay, serves this pizza to your table. So you're sitting in a table, and so the server comes and take. Server means not the actual server in the backend. This is a person. Okay. So he comes to you and he asks like okay, what is your order, right? So here you are sitting on a table, and so what do you do here? So you won't tell him, like you just tell him I want this pizza, right? Some x pizza or some name of that pizza. So you'll tell I want this. But do you tell server that I want this pizza, I want these toppings, I want this meat, and you have to cook for 15 minutes, right? And you have to uh, like whatever the changes, whatever the things that you need. um just give me a minute, let me check, do I have any meetings? Sorry guys, just 2 minutes. Okay. So what I'm telling, So you won't tell every detail, right? So what to do? So that is like you tell what pizza you need, and this guy will convey to the chef, and chef will prepare whatever like you want. So so what is imperative? Imperative means you have to tell each detailed every details, okay? uh like how it should be done, how the how it should be done, okay? Everything you will tell, like I want this toppings, I want this base of that pizza, I want like I want this kind of meat inside that pizza, right? So all these things is like how it should be done. You have to clearly explicitly tell to the system, right? You have to explicitly tell to the server or the chef or anyone like how it should be done. You will tell every detail, okay? That is imperative. But what is declarative? Declarative means like you don't need to tell how it should be done, okay? You just tell what should be done, like what you need. Instead of telling the details to the system, you just tell, okay, I want this, I want this kind of pizza, I want some X pizza. So everything, let the work do, will so same manner. So you are sitting here and this is React and this is DOM, this is your app or something, okay? And this is you. So you just tell React what you want. That you don't tell how it should be done, like the internal things. React will handle all the DOM manipulations for you and everything. React is also like a person, okay? So it will do everything for you. You just need to tell what you want. So here, just I'm telling like in the app.css. So let's say I want, so based on this, you change the color. So just like I'm using a tag, okay? Like I have components here, right? Like this address component or card component I have. So just I'm telling React that I need this component to be rendered, right? Is it exporting? Yes. Why can't I import? Address. Okay. Okay, this header, let me use that header. Okay, this header I imported. Okay. So this header, am I telling how to render this? Just I'm mentioning it, right? I want this component, that's it. How you render that component, it's up to you. How you will render, it's up to React. Okay, it's not my headache. The same thing. Okay, even if you ask like chat GPT or something with that example, like what is difference between imperative and declarative approach with example? Okay, so imperative means you have to explicitly tell uh like how to do something. Okay, you have to give step by step instructions. But in the declarative approach, you describe what you want, and the underlying system figures out how to do it, how to render this header component. That is the headache of the system or the React, not you. You just tell that I want this component here, that's it. Okay, so this is what you explicitly describe how to do something, step by step instructions. So if you manually change the DOM, so this will change the DOM. Like React will do take care of changing the DOM, understanding this and everything. So React will work on declarative approach. You just describe what you want and underlying system figures how to do it. Okay, so real world example, like cooking an egg. Okay, so you turn on the stove, you place the pan on the stove, add oil, crack the egg, cook 3 minutes. So this is like imperative style. But what is declarative? I want a fried egg. Just you tell what you want. Okay, so the same thing. So imperative means this is called imperative. Let's say you have a loop. So for each loop, you do this, you do this, you do this, right? L- Loop checking, adding numbers. So everything. This is kind of manual, imperative way. And declarative means just pass, like this is declarative. So you just use that methods function and reduce. Okay. So imperative means how to do and declarative means what to do. I think you got. Would you like? Yes, I want React specific examples. So React itself is declarative. Okay. So you describe what the UI should look like based on the state, and so React figure it out how to update the DOM. Okay. So you don't need to update the DOM. So you just based on the state. Okay, I told you conditional rendering. So let's say like we have a state um like toggle or something. Like we have some states, right? Is toggle and set is toggle, like this. If you have the state, right? So you have the state. Based on this state, I want to show this header component or not. So now currently this is false. So based on this toggle, I want to show this. So like here, what you're doing actually, so this is called uh, DOM manipulation. So you use this document dot create element, and you change so you're using this document object. So using the document object model is imperative. Okay, you need to tell, okay, when I click this, I want this alert, right? So this is like imperative. But what is declarative? You directly write here like this. You just write on click listener here in the code itself, and you do it like this. So this is declarative way of doing it. So internally, what happens when you write in this declarative approach, the React will take care of all this. Will do this background. Same thing. Here, what is happening? When I click this button, right? This is JavaScript code. So when I click this button, this alert will pop up. Okay. So the same thing here, like when I click this button, this alert will come. But what is the difference? You're not using this DOM manipulations. You're not writing all this code. React will take care once you write this code. This is very simpler than writing this code. Okay, toggling UI elements, I already told. So you get element by ID and you toggle it based on the property, right? Based on the style, you toggle it. But in declarative approach, you use state, and based on the state, you toggle, like here conditional rendering. So this is declarative approach. Okay, I think a lot of examples we have seen. So everyone understood this. Need not to stretch, right? So currently no one is using jQuery. This is very like old and like not using, like old projects will use this, but I don't prefer using jQuery. I almost forgot. I just worked on it 7 to 8 years back, but now I'm not using it. I don't have, I don't look into this. So even I did not go into details into this website. Like I did not check the API documentation. So this is very old, so you need not to use this. So just React is the replacement of that. Like jQuery, uh, previously we used to use jQuery, but now we are using this libraries like React, Angular. Okay. So document object model, like you can also get more info on, like, just you need to see what properties that this object has. Okay. So just check the MDN documentation, uh, like introduction to document object model, like how you access the DOM and how you manipulate the DOM, right? So references, I think. Mm, no, I cannot see here. Here you have document. I don't see more. Okay, let me find out that. Here I have. Okay. Here I have document get element by ID, get elements by class. So you have lot of like lot of methods you have, but you no need to worry of all of this. Okay. But just go through this, like just see what. So if you want to change background color, so document dot background color, or document you get element and you add that, change that bg color. So you can follow this document object. Okay. Yeah, that's all I have like today. Like can we discuss on React tomorrow? Like today that's fine. Like we discuss some things on um like CSS and some React related stuff. Tomorrow I'll continue again with the existing like React hooks. We will complete two more hooks are pending, right? Use callback and use memo. These two hooks. We almost discussed all the hooks. Use state, use effect, use context. So can I give some assignment? Actually, no one is doing assignments, even small work. No one is doing. Hmm. So just try to build this form, like a contact form or something. Okay. I will share this image. But let's see. Can I see this? Yeah. Can someone try, like any, like all of you, just try to build this form by using Flexbox? At least try and show the UI to me. So you have this text here, right? And you have another text here below it. And you have three tabs like this, right? You have three tabs. Try this, and you have this as well. you have a card and you need to lay out like this. Okay, so you have to use flexbox to use.
Yeah, okay, Ram.
mm, so left side you have this and right side you have this. And also when I click send message, right, so in the console log I want all this: the name, mail, phone, and message. All the information I want to see in the console log when I click send message button. So try to design the same UI. I'll post this in the group chat after this call. So just try to work on this. It will not take that much time. You just uh, use this. Okay. So this assignment I'm expecting to see in this by this tomorrow or by day after tomorrow. Just 2 days time you have. Whenever you get time, you work on this contact form. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys. I'm dropping off. Let's meet tomorrow. Any questions regarding today's class?